Hello and welcome to another video from oorail. In today's video I'm going to show you how to build a really cheap and easy wheel cleaner, and it's based off this old Triang Railways RT297. I don't think you can get these anymore. This is my dad's one. It's obviously been heavily used, but it's very similar to these brass wire brushes. You can see it's the same material. Same as this brass wire brushes that you can get off of Amazon and pound shops and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how to go about making one. So the way this works is pretty straightforward. You can see here, this is the one that I've built, and it's basically one of these. You can see it does get a little dirty after a while, but it's not too difficult. So the premise with this is that you have a positive and a negative section. See, this is for each side of the locomotive. So what you want to do is you want to pull out a couple of sections in the center, so there's a bit of a gap. As you can see with the Triang one, there's a bit of a gap there between the two. And what I've done is I've taken some small loops of copper wire and basically looped them around each of the sets of bristles, and then soldered them selectively to a couple of different sections. And you can see there, I wrapped the wire around to touch from one side to the other, and then just soldered it together like that. So basically what this does is it makes this whole section one and this whole section the other, and then you can just touch it against the wheels. And just to give you guys a quick demo, I've got a Bachmann DC power unit set to about 70 here. I've got it connected with some crocodile clips to the track, so you can see I've got 2 bits of wire basically, and it's set there. And then all you do is take the wheels, and I've got this in the Loco servicing cradle. If you haven't seen the video for the Loco servicing cradle, I'll put a link and you can check it out. This is all DIY and 3D printed. And then you basically just take this and touch it against the wheels like so, and this will clean the wheel. And then just run it against the next set until it looks, you have to apply a little bit of pressure on it. Alright, you can see there, it's starting to clean up the wheels. Alright, so how do you go about building one of these? So I'm going to put this aside and show you what you need. So what you're going to need is you're going to need one of these brushes. This is just a metal, wire brush basically. And you're going to go and you're going to need some copper wire. So I have this set of copper wire here. I think it's 18 gauge. You don't necessarily need to use 18 gauge. You could use just regular wire and strip the insulation off of it if you want. You're going to need 2 small sections of that. And then basically what you're going to do is, I'm going to move the Loco out of the way here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of pull out some of the strands. So what you want to do is kind of grab the thing with a set of needle nose pliers, and they come out really easily. You just have to be super careful what you do with these, because they are conductive and you don't want to like drop the wire or whatever into your locos. And again, what you do is just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and it generally comes out pretty easily like so. In some cases you might have to use a little bit of force, and then pull out another one here like so. And you can see there what I've done is I've got 3 there. Now you can test it against the Loco, so you can go and see, with the wheelbase there, is it going to be clean enough. And looking at this loco, I could probably take out these 2 strands there as well. So that's what I'm going to do. So again, just take the pliers, pull it in there and just pull it out. And again, go in here and pull it out like so. You can sort of see there, these things are typically just glued, or there's a little dab of solder on the bottom that's holding those in place. And there you can see now I've got a pretty decent sized gap in between the two. You can compare it to the Triang one. Obviously, if you can get a brush that's got more denser bristles, that would be better, but for today, these are the cheap and cheerful ones I've found. You could take the pliers and separate these out more. That's another option. I found that as you start to use it, they kind of get separated out more anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go and take a couple of strips of wire. So you're basically going to take the wire and you're going to go and wrap it around each of these, kind of go in a circle or a number 8 and kind of make contact off each one. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and take some solder, and you're going to solder the wire to each one set of these bristles. Obviously, the more you solder onto it, the better the contact will be. And then all you're going to do at the end is get 2 strips of wire, and you can see here I got 2 different color wires, and you're just going to solder them any way you can onto the copper section there. So you try to get the copper, the copper wire, the bristles, and the wire exposed there, all soldered onto it, and then you ultimately will end up with something like this. And that's really all there is to it. And so now I've noticed that these things aren't very easy to find. I know there's maybe a couple other brands where you can occasionally find them, but I haven't seen them in quite a few years. So this is a good alternative, and it's pretty cheap. I got a pack of 20 or 30 of these or something for like $5 off Amazon. So it's definitely something that's an easy to do project, and if you're wanting to practice some soldering, it's a fairly easy thing to do as well. And then you end up with, like I said, something like this, and then drop it into the Loco servicing cradle, and it becomes very easy to clean the wheels. Alright, well, I hope you guys found that useful, and until next time.